everybody, hope you're doing well. Welcome back to another video. In this video I'm going to be going through the haul of the books I bought whilst I was away in Worcestershire visiting my sister, and you can check up there for the vlog of all the places I went, and then to see some like the bookshops and charity shops I went in. Without further ado, let's get started. This is the first book I got, which is beautiful. And it was the Waterstones exclusive one, but I took the sticker off, with the sprayed edges, and it's there's a signed by the author Rosie Andrews. Yes, this is the Leviathan by Rosie Andrews. I'm a little bit apprehensive about this book because the last book I read that was set drawn this sort of like Civil War English 1600s witchy sort of era. I did not like the Manningtree Witches. That was my only DNF of last year, but I definitely do want to give this a try. Norfolk, 1643, with Civil War tearing England apart, reluctant soldier Thomas Treadwater is summoned home by his sister, who accuses a new servant of improper conduct with their widowed father. By the time Thomas returns, his father is insensible, felled by a stroke, and the new servant is in prison, fearing charges of witchcraft. Thomas prides himself on being a rational, modern man, but as he unravels the mystery of what has happened, he uncovers not a tale of superstition, but something dark and ancient, linked to a shipwreck years before. Something has awoken, and now it will not rest. So yeah, that sounds really intriguing. And I also got this whilst I was in Kidderminster, and I saw it like this and I was like, that's interesting, and then I picked it up and I was like, I'm sorry, what? This cover is beautiful. Like, I don't know what it is, it's just something about it, just like so nice. Yeah, this is Ghosted, a love story by Jen Ashworth. A woman, her husband disappears, leaving just his phone and wallet, and she doesn't tell anyone about, like, she just carries on, and then when finally she reports him missing, the police are like, why do you say so long? And then her account of subsequent events raises even more questions. What makes her mistrust her father's career? Why is she fascinated by the long ago murder of a local girl? Does she really sense a strange presence in the flat? Is it only when she looks back on the ensuing wreckage, the friendships broken, the wild accusations, the one night stand, that she begins to understand what lay behind it and see how she might repair the damage if it's not too late? Laced with dark humour, this intriguing novel draws a memorable portrait of a stubborn young woman as angry with herself as she is with everyone close to her. As the layers of Laurie's tale peel away to reveal the tragedy at its core, the unexpected emerges, a deeply affecting and unconventional love story. So yeah, that sounds so interesting, and I had to buy it for the cover, and I just felt it just looks so nice. So yeah, I can't wait to get to this. Got this from the Little Free Library in Evesham. This is Bear Town by Frederick Buckman. I read A Man Called Uva last year, and it was really good. I definitely grew on me as the book went on. I ended up giving it 4.75 stars, and I definitely want to read more by him as part of a series. And let me tell you what it's about. So it's Bear Town is a small town in a large forest. For most of the year, it's under a thick blanket of snow, experiencing the cold and dark that brings people close together or pulls them apart. Its isolation means that Bear Town has slowly been shrinking with each passing year, but now the town is on the verge of an astonishing revival. A bright new future is just around the corner, until the day it is all put in jeopardy by a single brutal act. It divides the town into those who think it should be hushed up and forgotten, and those who will risk the future to see justice done. At last, it falls to one young person to find the courage to speak the truth that it seems no one else wants to hear. With the town's future at stake, no one can stand by or stay silent. Everyone is on one side or the other. free Polo Colho books. These were 2 for £1, and then the other book, because obviously I have 3, I got a 4th book, Sorrow and Bliss, but I got that for my sister because I think it's a book that she would like. I haven't read it yet, I want to read it myself, but she likes it as well, mental health books, so I thought it would be one that she would like. I have read The Alchemist by him. I gave it 3 stars. I thought it was okay. The writing is good, it's just like the message and stuff, I was like, oh, yeah, okay, like, you know, fate and all that, like, yeah, it's nice, but like, it wasn't really that. It was okay, it was all right, you know. I thought it was a little bit overrated. Is Veronica Decides to Die, and I really want to read this so bad. It's like, it's really short as well, so I cannot wait to get this. About a girl called Veronica, and she has everything that people think that you want, like being young and pretty and stuff, but she's not happy, and she takes an overdose of sleeping pills, only to wake up sometimes later in the hospital. There she is told that although she is alive, her heart is irreparably damaged and she only has a few days to live. So the story follows her through these intense days as she starts to question all her ideas about life. Soon she comes to realise that every second of existence is a choice we all make between living and dying. This is a moving and uplifting song to life, one that reminds us that every moment in our lives is special and precious. So yeah, I cannot wait to read this book. I'm so excited to read it. I think this is going to be sort of like, I don't know, I think it's going to give me like maybe like Midnight Library, Matt Haig vibes. By the river Pidera I sat down and wept. This is about what happens when shyness presents an adolescent love from developing, and what happens when 11 years later destiny brings the lovers together again. Pilar is now an independent and strong young woman who has learnt to bury her feelings. She is studying at a small town university when she receives an unexpected call from her old childhood sweetheart. He is now a handsome spiritual leader with a reputation for performing miracles, who has turned to religion as a refuge from his inner conflicts. Together they take a journey that is initially fraught with difficulty as blame and resentment resurface after years of being hidden. But by the river Pidera, in a small village in the French Pyrenees, they find a way to discuss many of life's big questions and re-evaluate their own special relationship. By the River Pidera is a wonderful novel with a poetic and transcendent narrative that reflects all the mysteries of love and life. So yeah, I thought this sounds very moving, I hope. I do like it, but there is something that, like, obviously it makes me feel so sick, that like the writing starts all the way up there, which is just no thank you, but like his name and like the number and like the title is at the bottom, and I'm just like, hun, why is that? Like that is honestly disgusting. Like that's just not right. Like why is that a thing? Like, who decided to put the title at the bottom? No, I do not like that. And especially like these all look the same, but like that's the only one that has it like ugly. Okay, and the last one I got was The Devil and Miss Prim. It's about a community devoured by greed, cowardice and fear. A man persecuted by the ghost of his painful past, a young woman searching for happiness. In one eventful week, each of them will face questions of life, death and power, and each of them will have to choose their own path. Will they choose good or evil? The remote village of Viscos is the setting for this extraordinary struggle. A stranger arrives carrying with him a backpack containing a notebook and 11 gold bars. He comes searching for the answer to a question that torments him. Are human beings, in essence, good or evil? In welcoming the mysterious foreigner, the whole village becomes an accomplice to a sophisticated plot, which will forever mark their lives. In this stunning new novel, Polo Colho dramatizes the struggle within every soul between light and darkness, and its relevance to our everyday struggles. To dare to follow our dreams, to have the courage to be different, and to master the fear that prevents us from truly living. The Devil and Miss Prim is a story charged with emotion, in which the integrity of being human meets a terrifying test. So yeah, that sounds super interesting, and definitely one that like I feel is going to throw up many questions for like humanity, I guess. They were from Bromsgrove, and then when I went to Droitwich Spa, I got this. This is Piranesi by Susanna Clarke. I honestly, I do not know anything about this book. Everyone that has read it has told me, do not like read what this book is about. Just go into it blind and you will love it. So yeah, so I'm trying to show you like the shininess. So I'm not going to tell you what it's about because I haven't read it and I don't want to know what it's about. I just want to go into it and just read it. But yeah, this was £1 and I really want to read this because so many people love this. And it was the winner of the Women's Prize in 2021. So, okay, go off, Susanna. And it's like kind of short. I think it's like 230 something pages. Love me a short book. Cannot wait to get to this. So pretty. But like, if you do want to read what it's about, then I mean, I guess you can see that, or you can just look online. But I won't be telling you. Then when I went to Ledbury, which is technically in Herefordshire, but semantics, I actually got 2 books that were both like dystopias, which was kind of weird. I didn't plan on that, yeah. But anyway, the first one I got was The Memory Police by Yoko Ogawa. And this cover is again so beautiful. This was £2, and I cannot wait. So let me read what it's about. Hat, ribbon, bird, rose. To the people on the island, a disappeared thing no longer has any meaning. It can be burned in the garden, thrown in the river, or handed over to the memory police. Soon enough, the island forgets it even existed. When a young novelist discovers that her editor is in danger of being taken away by the memory police, she desperately wants to save him. For some reason, he doesn't forget, and it's becoming increasingly difficult for him to hide his memories. Who knows what will vanish next? The Memory Police is a beautiful, haunting and provocative dystopia about the power of memory and the trauma of loss from one of Japan's greatest writers. So yeah, I cannot wait to read this. This has been on my radar for a long time, and it just sounded really interesting. Yeah, I really want to get into more translated fiction, and yay. And then I got They by K. Dick. I got it for 50p. I have actually read this because like it's really short. I was reading it on the way home on the train and I was like super stressed. But yeah, I was reading it back and then I finished it like 2 or something days after I came back. I ended up giving it 3.25 stars. It was okay. This was it was originally published in 1977, but it's sort of like it went out of print like near enough straight away. I suppose it's a little bit weird because like considering what it's about like censorship and stuff, it's like okay, but yeah. This is Britain, but not as we know it. They are coming closer. They begin with a dead dog, a shadowy footsteps, confiscated books. Soon a National Gallery is purged, eerie towers survey the coast, savage mobs stalk the countryside destroying artworks, and those who resist. They capture descendants, writers, painters, musicians, even the unmarried and childless. In military sweeps, they cure the submissive of individual identity. Survivors gather together as cultural refugees, preserving their crafts, creating, loving and remembering, but they make it easier to forget. Lost for over 40 years, K. Dick's They, 1977, is a rediscovered dystopian masterpiece of art under attack, a cry from the soul against censorship, a radical celebration of nonconformity, and a warning. So yeah, I really love how it looks. It's like embossed. So yeah. Then I got My Name is Leon by Kit D. Wall. I got this in like it was in Cafe Nero, where they have like a book thing, and then you put money in, and like the suggested donations 50p, so I put 50p in. But yeah, I've seen this in quite a few charity shops before. But like it was another edition that was sort of like hard, but this one is kind of like floppy, and I love me a floppy book, so yeah. This is about in 1981, a year of riots and royal weddings. The Dukes of Hazzard is on TV, curly whirlies are in shops, and trying to find a place in it all is 9-year-old Leon. He and his little brother Jack have gone to live with Maureen. They've lost one home, but have they found another? Maureen feeds and looks after them. She has wild red hair and mutters swear words under her breath when she thinks they can't hit. She claims everything will be okay. But will they ever see their mother again? Who are the couple who secretly visit Jake? Between the street violence and the street parties, Leon must find a way to reunite his family. So yeah, I think it's not about like it's like social commentary, I guess, and about like foster care children, and I think it's only quite sad, but I definitely want to read this and see his story, and yeah, there's also I think like a TV movie I recorded like a few months ago, but we haven't watched it yet, and I was just saying, like, as I was looking yesterday on like what we have recorded, I'm like, that's familiar, that title. I swear I have a book like that, and yeah, it's this book. So I want to read this first before I can watch the show, the like movie thing, because I'm always one of those people that like, I read the book first. You know what I mean? It's a flex. Come on. Got 3 more left. Then I got this. That was in Worcester City Centre, so was this one. This I got for 75p. This is What Red Was by Rosie Price, and it's got sprayed edges. Quite mixed reviews, but I do feel like it's one that I might quite like. Just like to see like how she puts the story forward. Throughout their 4 years at university, Kate and Max are inseparable. For him, she breaks her solitude. For her, he leaves his busy circles behind. But loving Max means knowing his family, the wealthy Rippons. All generosity, social ease and quiet repression. Theirs is not Kate's world. At their London home just after graduation, her life is shattered in a bedroom while a party goes on downstairs. What Red Was explores the effects of trauma on mind and body, the tyrannies of memory, the sacrifices involved in staying silent, the courage of a young woman in speaking out. And when Kate does, this question, whose story is it now? A difficult but hopefully rewarding read. And when I went to Redditch, I got these 2 books that was in 2 for £1. And yeah, the first one I got is An Artist of the Floating World by Kazuo Ishiguro. I have, I think, 3 books by him now that I have not read yet, but I want to read. But yeah, I got this one because it has French flaps, and I love French flaps. And I didn't really know what else to get, because the other one I kind of wanted to get because it's like a TikTok book, but I was like, I don't know what else to get in like the sale, so I'm just gonna pick something out. And this looked really pretty, and it actually does sound really interesting. So yeah, this I think is like the 30th anniversary edition, yeah, of this book. 1948, Japan is rebuilding her cities after the calamity of World War II. Her people putting defeat behind them and look into the future. The celebrated painter Mazuji Ono fills his days attended to his garden, his 2 grown daughters and his grandson, and his evening drinking with old associates in quiet lantern-lit bars. He should be a tranquil retirement, but as his memories continually return to the past, to a life and a career deeply touched by the rise of Japanese militarism, a dark shadow begins to grow over his serenity. I love how this looks with like the mountain, and it like carries on to the back. And French flaps are just like such a book turn on. So yeah. So last but not least, we have a very popular like BookTok romancy book. I want to redo sort of like reading popular TikTok books video again, and I thought this would fit the bill quite well. This is The Hating Game by Sally Thorne, and I believe it's sort of like enemies to lovers-ish, I guess. Let me read what it's about. Lucy Hutton, baker of cakes, charming assistant and professional nice girl, is waging war. She's got the whole office on her side, except for tall, dark and charmless Joshua Templeman. He's been nothing but hostile since the moment they met, and now it feels like nothing matters as much as taking him down. Trapped together under the fluorescent lights, they become entrenched in an addictive rivalry. There's the staring game, the mirror game, the HR game. Lucy can't let Joshua beat her at anything, especially when a huge promotion comes up for grabs. Finally, she's going to destroy the man she can't seem to get out of her office, the man she hates, the man who's taken up far too much space in her head. If Lucy wins, she'll be Joshua's boss. If she loses, she'll resign. The race is on, but the real games have only just begun. So yeah, I feel like maybe it's going to be a little bit like, this isn't really what I read, sort of like romancy, like books, but I feel like it's going to be quite interesting, hopefully, and maybe more of a light-hearted read, but yeah, I'm so excited. So yeah, I definitely like my haul. Hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I shall see you very soon. Bye bye.